away. They stole my stream. They stole my stream just when it started to get good. They stole it. Come here. It's okay, honeys. You're a good girl. So they stole my stream and ruined it. Stole my thoughts, stole my groove, stole my viewers, stole my stream. That's the aliens for you. Let's see if I can run this. What was I saying in my very first stream that they stole? I was talking about the alien agenda. Sometimes, you know, when you get a spiritual attack, it's a full-on assault, and they just brutalize you. And it's clear in your mind that what you're going through is an attack. But then sometimes these attacks, it's not like a brutal assault. Sometimes it's the powers that be. They'll attack you in a manner that if they can get you to ever so slightly have a change in mind, a change in moral, get you to change a principle, ever so slightly get you to have a change of mind, because over long periods of your life, that change, that slightest change in your mind is going to make drastic differences over the course of your life. Just by that one simple change in your thought process. If the aliens can get you to make a simple change in your thought process, over years and decades, it'll make a devastating impact. But it would take time to notice that impact. In turn, that makes a distance between us and our Creator. I'm okay, number one. They stole my stream from me. Number one, it's going to sound fantastical. I'm just going to be honest with you, tell you what's on my mind. Then we can ask Yeshua HaMashiach to come in our conversation and give us understanding and help. I'm from the SSP, the Secret Space Program. They have me monitored 25/8. And sometimes they pay me a visit. There's an Archon that's on me. Is that the right name? My altar can read the Arcturian language. There's different alien languages. Fallen angels are aliens. So there's this, like, they have their languages. That's why I don't like when Abba sends his messengers, his angels at me. I say, Abba, the voices scare me. Please don't have the angels talk to me. Have them just point at what they want me to look at and have them show me. So they show me the dreams and visions. It's few and far between that an angel will ever speak to me, but that's his messengers. As far as these aliens, they have an agenda. It's been at play. So right now we have all the pieces just dangling together. But what we're going to watch, so they got all these pieces, right? What you and I get to watch is their agenda go, make a perfect piece. And we're going to start watching all those parts operate and join together. We're already seeing it right now. Look, most of us can't even decide if we're in tribulation or not. So right there, that's a sure sign. Something's wrong. When I was a little girl, the aliens, they tormented me in the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases. The white lab coats, the powers that be, when they were turning us kids into super soldiers, when they would send me home from the DUMBs, and what do? When I reintegrate with society, when they put me back into society, What was I saying? I just got distracted. I hate you guys. I hate you guys so much. They steal my thoughts and block me from trying to talk to you. I'm going to fall under bad spiritual attack for this one. So these aliens, it's like they kind of pick a human being as a foster kid, attach themselves onto it, and they never leave you alone. What is a super soldier? Were you in the U.S. Army? I served 37 years of my life as a super soldier, for lack of better terms. I was trafficked with a group of other children. I was born into these MK Ultra projects. Specifically, what I went through was the MK Ultra Super Soldier projects. Like they turned, I was born into these projects. Joseph Mengele was the first white lab coat. Joseph Mengele created me. Remember how Hitler was trying to backbreed to the alien race? Okay, I'm sitting staring people straight in the face. It is very true. The truth is always hidden in plain sight. Hitler was successful. I don't know how to tell you guys. They never lost World War III, and they were successful in all their endeavors. They were successful at life extension, and they were successful at backbreeding to the alien race. Which, there's an Aryan... There's a certain species of aliens that are tall with blonde hair, blue eyes. They're called Aryans. So when we're talking about skin color, you and I are talking about skin color. They're not. They're talking about bloodlines, the fallen bloodlines. They want to go get Nimrod's bones and bring them back alive. And in fact, they're doing a very great job at it. And pretty soon... we should physically see him. A super soldier is transhumanism. I have a lot of answers, number one, so forgive me that they all come at me at once. A super soldier is transhumanism. I have been chipped. I have been programmed, hence the 169 altars you see spinning. You read my diary, number one. Ruminations and Confessions, RNC to Yeshua. That's me deprogramming, giving my thoughts to Yeshua as well as all of my confessions. But I also want to take the pulpit. And to be able to take the pulpit, I make myself very transparent to you. So I'm not all running around having immoral sex, okay? I'm not doing any of that. When I tell you I'm celibate and I uphold that, I do my best. So anyway, a super soldier is someone programmed, chipped, and surgically enhanced. It's transhumanism. You know, you hear of France and China doing these super soldier projects. Oh my God. To be a super soldier, you are demonically possessed. You are not a Christian or Yeshua lover. You are not a child of God. And I say it like that, condescending, because that needs to be put in people's heads. These super soldiers are all demonically possessed. Period. You cannot be a Yeshua lover and be a super soldier at the same time. That's like calling yourself a Christian witch. Number one, please ask me questions. If you ask me questions, then I know where to start, because I got 37 years of experience as an active super soldier. Joseph Mengele let me go. And when the other children decided, well, they were getting out. I had already been let go, but they were getting out. And they had come to me December of 2011, my commander, two other high-ranking officers. They asked me what I wanted to do, and I said I wanted to be a SEAL to Yeshua because of that story, the 144,000 SEALs, because at that time, I'm looking at it as a Navy SEAL, you know, so I'm like, yeah, I want to be a Navy SEAL to Yeshua HaMashiach. They laughed at me. I kid you not, those three, the one in particular, they laughed at me for saying that. Joseph Mangley let me go, I believe, in the year of 2008, along with another super soldier whose name I will not give to you. But as far as I'm concerned, she was always a friend to me in the DUMS. 9, 10, 11. And then 3 years later, Commander and the two other high-ranking officers approached me and asked me what I wanted to do. And I told them, you're not getting me on TV. And now what do we have here? Number one. I want my HTV. So, the best comment I got lately was someone said I was glowing. And I took that compliment that somebody gave me. Actually, it was a bunch of you said that I was glowing. And I went back to Heavenly Abba and I asked him, why am I glowing? Sadly, he gave me an answer I didn't want as to why I was glowing. And I turned around and I said, Abba, will you take that out of me, get it away from me, and can I glow because of you? Can I take that feeling of specialness that I was feeling wrongly in another situation and get rid of that other situation and just make it with you? So I can feel that kind of special and glow with and for you. All right, sorry, off topic. I'm still on your first question. Were you in the U.S. Army? I served USA, UK, and Canada's governments and military. In it, I was in the super soldier projects. When I became 18, they farmed me out. Some kids went to the White House, some kids went to be journalists, some went to the music industry. Hi, Steven Tyler. I remember you. Yes, from Aerosmith. So when I was farmed out, they farmed me out to Black Ops, Black Operations. So I stayed in the military, and I guess I was about 18 then. I had to jump out of a helicopter into an ocean with my commander. That was the, you got. I can't believe I don't have the words right now. You know when they test you to see if they want you? Well, me and my commander, they tested me. And I can't find the words. Anyway, they farmed me out into Black Operations, Black Ops. So I would have to say it was UK, USA, and Canada's military that this happened with. Am I a soldier like you see? You got the Army, Navy. Listen, they signed up. They volunteered to do that. They volunteered to give the ultimate sacrifice. I didn't have that choice. I was born into this. The choice was never mine. It was somebody else's choice made for me. I'm not your typical, I'm a super soldier. And to me, that means a supernatural soldier. I have supernatural abilities. I'm very supernaturally gifted. And then they turn me into a soldier. Do you know how powerful it would be if you had someone like me with you on your SEAL team? We ain't losing, sweetie. We're coming home from that mission. Colleen! I love you, Colleen. How are you, sweetie? I could tell you where the enemy is, when he's coming, what he looks like, what he has. I can leave my body and walk across enemy lines and then come back to my body and tell you everything that's going on with them. Sometimes I was sent out, it was just me and my commander. And sometimes I was sent out on a smaller team with a couple other super soldiers. So I guess you have like these, I want to say like 4 of us, maybe 6 of us in the smaller teams. But we were doing satanic rituals, sacrifices to acquire the spiritual abilities of the fallen ones so we could acquire them to go about our assignments. There was always somebody higher than us that we would have to ask permission from, and then there was always a fallen entity that we would sacrifice something to get their abilities so we could go off to war. I know that sounds fantastical, but they don't love Jesus. They hate him. They are purposefully doing all of this to bring him back, to blast him out of the sky. When that seventh trumpet's blown, guys, I don't think you realize, I don't think any of us realizes. No, they're not going to sit there and all get together and sing Kumbaya to rain down God. They hate him. They're going to kill everything he created to piss him off, to make him come down here. And then they're going to try to murder him. Now, you and I know they're not going to win, but that's not going to stop them. The reason why they took away my first stream is because I'm going to sit here and tell you everything I know about the enemy. That's why I want all my super soldier memories back, so I can come tell you guys, hey, I got another piece of the puzzle. Hey, I want to expose these suckers, man. They've destroyed my life. You know how many kids I watched get murdered in the dumps, and then they would make us get rid of the bodies? We were over in Iraq. I was told by other people that I was trafficked with that Saddam Hussein would have us drink bleach so we wouldn't remember, and then we were responsible for shoveling all the other dead bodies into the kilns. Is that what they call them, the kilns? Into the oven? What are your other questions? Hey, it's Author. You're probably not going to like a lot of my posts. I was explaining my posts. A lot of them are me deprogramming from the mind control, the MK Ultra and Super Soldier projects. And I talk a lot about my altars. And whatever's on my mind, pretty or ugly, it comes out in my diary. I try to leave off the sailor's words. I try never to curse. But in my ruminations and confessions, in my RNC, that's my deepest thoughts, and that's all of my confessions that I give to Yeshua. See, this HTV, as well as my diary, ruminations and confessions, these are two things that Abba literally gave to me so I would have a form of therapy to handle all of this. And it's working out beautifully. It really is. And so that's why it pisses me off when people go, Holly, you better stop putting that stuff in your diary. Just because some guy raped you doesn't mean that you have to write about it. What? My diary is a problem for you? What God gives me and what God tells me to do should never be a problem or for any of you. And you shouldn't criticize me for doing what he asked me to do. You guys got no idea the kind of scrutiny I fall under. I just wanted to explain that to you, Author, because I don't want to lose your friendship. If you look at my Facebook page and you're like, oh! I want you to understand why it's like that, and I want your friendship to help me through it. And I'll definitely ask you for your prayers, Author. So, but that's me deprogramming. And I'm not letting anybody take it away. You can take away your friendship first before I will ever stop with HTV in my diary. Abba asked me to do this. So for somebody to criticize me for doing what he asked me to do for him, they better check themselves. They really need to. Because a lot of Christians do that. A lot of famous ministries get on me about my videos and my diary. But see, they're not turning around and looking at the other end. Who's reading my diary and who's going through the exact same thing I am? And there are more people that get helped out from my diary than do not. because I talk about all this mind control and how it affects my life. So, and I want to be a counselor, for lack of better words. I want to give counsel to highly traumatized and tortured individuals so I can help them obtain the quality of life that God planned for them to have and not what this world wants to make of them. I'm still on your questions, honey. Secret space program and actual aliens. This is the first I'm hearing of it. Really? Where have you been? What do you mean it's the first you've heard of it? I can show you. This was only a couple of months back. Who was I watching? There's a really famous super soldier, and I can't remember his name. Randy Kramer. I want to meet him. I have a thanks to give to him. Randy Kramer. He was showing different spaceships, for lack of better terms. He was showing a bunch of different spaceships. And when I saw this one spaceship, it looked almost like a submarine. I kid you not, I ran back to my dream book, the book that I keep all my dreams in, and I was flipping through my super soldier drawings, because like I draw my dreams and visions, but also I'll draw a memory that I have too. But I went back to my dream book and I took out my drawings, and sure enough, I had drawn that in my drawings, that same thing that Randy Kramer was seeing. And because that had happened, one of my alters from the SSP was able to fully reintegrate my core raw personality. This was only a couple of months ago, and all it took was a video from Randy Kramer showing me the different ships, so my alter could take her piece, put it to the puzzle, and that was it. They're underground. If they won World War II, where are they now? Underground and deep underground military bases. Says he did. Oh yeah, I know Von Helton. That he said I cannot verify anything with him, but yeah, I've met Von Helton, and that's what he said. I only found you. Are you sure? I don't think so, number one. Are you sure you only found me recently? Because number one, I thought you and I already met like 2-3 years ago. I'm not lying to you. Actually, no, I take that back. Are you sure you and I didn't meet like 4 years ago? I'm like seriously, honestly asking. I don't know. Like, I thought I met you a bunch of years ago, number one. Honest. Lincoln. I get to call you yesterday, Lincoln. And I didn't get to call Lukert. I didn't call anybody. I hung out with you guys. Well, if you ever want to reach out to me or contact me and you want to find me, come here to YouTube. Or find somebody that's got my cell phone number and tell them to call me. So let me know. Hang on one second. I gotta get my eggs in one basket today. Today's a very huge, big day for me, as well as Keeper, and I'm like ecstatic. Gotta get my laundry done. I'm getting my medicinal marijuana license so I don't have to depend on people that end up blowing me off and lying to me, and I'll make an appointment for Keeper to go to the vet. Really? No, number one, honestly, I was asking that. And I believe you. I believe you that you say we just met recently, but I could have sworn I met you years ago. I'm sorry, number one. But yes, we did recently meet. I thought it was a reunion for us, but apparently it's our first meeting. Hurry up, go away and then come back so we can have our first reunion. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, number one. 2 other videos I was watching. Oh yeah, I was on Van Helton's panel a couple of times, and I gotta tell you, when I left his show, the trolls I picked up worse than STDs. And he had some trolls in his chat room. I wonder how they're doing. There's a couple of people out there that absolutely hate me. They trolled me pretty harshly and pretty badly. But there were a couple of them that, even though they were serving me my ass on a silver platter, like behind the scenes, they were actually nice to me. I wonder how they're doing, some of my trolls. Then there's other trolls I got. You want to keep them on the opposite side of this continent from me. He's still getting trolled? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't mention me, number one, because that was what, back in 2017 that I was talking to them. I don't come around anymore because of the trolling. But he wouldn't mention me. If you mention me to him, he'll straight out tell you he doesn't like me. We were friends, but then I betrayed him. No, I didn't betray him. I just didn't want the drama. You know, if Von Helton says he was used in MK Ultra projects, I'm going to believe him. I have no reason not to. I have no reason not to believe you guys as it is. You know, I take you for face value. I always take you to be honest with me. I'm not out to undermine you. I'm not out to steal your work. I'm not out to hurt you. I'm not out to get you. If anything, I want to be your friend and maybe have a couple of laughs. But I don't have any ill intent. No, it was just a lot of drama with Von Helton, and I just stayed away. But I know that he said he was used in these projects, and for all intents and purposes, I believe him. I believe him. Why wouldn't I? And the way he talks, there's certain things that he said that I believed him. Like the ritual they did at Astro, or they told you. Yeah, that Astro World, right? What they say, he had 8 pillars of fire. How many people died? 8. I had to put the news down. Basically, the last dream that Abba gave me about this world, I put the news down. I couldn't get involved anymore because I was getting too many dreams and visions, and it was so overbearing. I couldn't do it because I lay down, dream about it, get up, keep thinking about it, keep knowing that it's going to happen, waiting for it to happen, and then when it finally does happen, I get to live through it. It's like going through one situation 3 times. I had to, this year, I had to turn the actual news off because that one dream, I asked Heavenly Abba like 8 months before I knew like 8 months before the elections that Trump was going to win by, get this, landslide. That was the one word that Abba gave me about Trump, was landslide. Because I was like, is he going to win, with this second election? Abba said landslide. A few days later, I wake up in the morning, cold sweats. Abba gives me another dream. I wake up, okay, so in the dream, I'm sleeping, and I wake up, go to my bedroom window, open it up, and there's nothing but Biden signs down the street. And it's Biden's world. So when we were going through all that stuff with the election, and then when Biden did win, or whatever Biden did to get in there, when it finally came to fruition, I was like, Abba, you know what? I don't need to be having dreams and visions of news. I'm going to turn off the news. I'm only going to tune into it once in a blue moon. Just let me know what I need to know so I can serve you and help my friends. Feed your sheep, advance the kingdom of heaven, But what they're doing, I can't stop it. I can't get a politician to listen to me. They're already set down on the wrong track. I think honestly, if all of us really want to see a change, you're going to have to bring these protests and riots to the literal front doorstep of the Rothschild property. And remember, though, they're slithering under the ground, though. Don't forget to look under the house. I'm dead serious. The only way you're going to see change is to go take your protests, your riots, your rants, raves, your grievances, your angers. Take them, go to the front door of Rothschild, Rockefeller, Morgan. Go tell them about it, because they're actually really the people that are pulling the strings to make all of this happen. For us to go to the Capitol building in each state and go here and go there, why are you starting at the bottom of the totem pole? Why wouldn't you just go to the very top and then from there go down? It's a lot easier top down than bottom up. And who's at the top? Your Illuminati families. So until you face off with them, I feel that people are just spinning their wheels tirelessly, aimlessly, and for no reason at all. For naught. I can't tell you how many online ministries, and I love them with all my heart, but they're out there. Yeah, we got to go to this Capitol today in this state. Oh, yeah, we got to go to this courthouse. Yeah, we better tell the FBI. Oh, wait, we better go tell our governor. Oh, wait, what about the mayor? Wait, we better go to that White House. No, you've been doing that your whole life, and it's never made a bit of difference. Why are you still encouraging people to do that? Why wouldn't you tell them, listen, we know who the people are in charge. It's the 13 Illuminati families. Go take your grievances directly to them. These little guys in the state capitals, they're not going to make any changes. They're scared of the guy on top of them, so they're willing to say yes, 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 yes-em, yes-em. Yes men. They'll yes you to death just to get away from you, and then turn around and still take their orders. If you want true, sincere change, then take all those protests and go assemble on the front doorstep of these families. Then you're going to see some change. But until you do that, everything else is a waste of energy. Time, gas, money, other people's energy wasted, and still no change is abound. It's because you're going about it wrong. And it's also the definition of insanity, to do something over and over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. How many times are you going to take your congregants to a protest and still nothing changes? Definition of insanity. No. Bring your congregants over to the Illuminati family, then get to work. Then you'll make a difference. Then we'll see the change. They're the ones in charge. They're the sons of Nephilim. They're in power. Our local governments are not. Our federal government isn't. The White House is under the control of these families. So why would you protest the White House when they're just as controlled as you and me? That's stupid. You go to the head honcho. We all know the 13 Illuminati sit on top of all of us, and above them is the I, Satan. Right? I don't. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's why I don't go to these protests, because it's like, why are you going there when they are not the problem? It's actually the Morgans, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Cullens. not trying to belittle my ministries or anybody else, but seriously, think about it. And look at these protests. It's a complete setup. They're setting us all up to walk into a trap. You guys saw Trump do it firsthand. And boot, you let him lead you in it like it. Remember when Trump told you guys to go take it to the Capitol building? He had a right idea, but the wrong people. You should have taken that to the Illuminati family's front doorstep, not to the Capitol building. But don't you guys forget, he planted that seed and he marched with you over to that Capitol building, over to where BLM and Antifa were already set up. I know all the Trump lovers are going to hate me for that, but listen, before you hate on me, I look at Trump as the good faction of the government. Yeah, he's one of them. He has to be one of them to even be in the place he is. But he's the good faction. I'm sorry, guys. No. BlackRock. I hate BlackRock, man. When I worked for AT&T, I hated BlackRock. All the other managers were like, ew, it's BlackRock, it's BlackRock. And I'm like, to BlackRock. You guys know who BlackRock is? Yeah, I don't give them my blessings. I'll tell you that much. So, okay, when I was a little kid and I was in Project IBIS, IBIS, Majestic 12, MJ 12, came and did a rescue mission on us kids. They attacked us when we were in transit. A lot of kids died, and a lot of kids were just murdered so that way they could not be rescued. MJ 12, Majestic 12. They're bloodliners. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the bloodlines. MJ 12 is a good faction, but they're still a part of the same beast. Trump is the good faction, but is still a part of the same beast. He's a bloodliner. I gave him my Pizzagate testimony about Barry Obama, Hillary Clinton, George Bush Sr. When Trump was sitting in office in 2008, I gave him my testimony about Pizzagate. He sat there for 45 minutes watching me give my testimony. And for the life of me, it was the strangest thing because I'm looking at the viewers and I'm like, only 4 viewers. Man, this is going to be a crappy interview. I love the hostess, though. She's great. I'll love her forever. But we did a great interview, but I'm looking at the viewers. I'm like, damn. Sure enough, wouldn't you notice? Trump gets in the chat room. My Twitter account, Trump was one of the first 4 people to send me a friend request. I've since deleted that Twitter account because my ex was all over it and I just wanted to get rid of the past, leave it in the past, and have new stuff. But he had sent me a friend request, and then a couple months later, sure enough, Trump himself sat there for 45 minutes and listened to my testimony about Pizzagate. Tell me again, how many times did he promise? How many times did he say he was going to put Hillary in jail? And then I, Holly Baglio, sat in front of him and told him what Hillary Clinton did to us kids. Come on. The swamp is not getting drained. They're killing off good people and sparing the bad guys. Do I like Trump? Absolutely, I do. He's the good faction. Who doesn't like the good faction? It's better than the bad faction. I do like him, but guys, Trump is not saved to Yeshua HaMashiach. He is not a Christian. I know he says God, but that doesn't mean it's your God, and it doesn't mean that he believes in your God. And he already said he would never apologize to God. He'll just do better the next day. How do we get to Yeshua HaMashiach? We take a knee, we repent to him for our sins, and then ask him into our life. We don't get to him through the pineal gland. We don't get to him taking a bunch of ayahuasca. No. You want God? Honestly. Take a knee, repent to him, invite him into your heart and life. But the thing is you got to have a relationship with him. And a relationship means that you have to maintain, take care of, think of, be considerate of. You can't just say, okay, I'm saved now, God. You have my back. Now I can just go live my life the way I want. You can't do that. That's backslid. 80% of Christians out there do that. So every time you see somebody call themselves a Christian, just remember, 80% of them are backslid. That's why I come on the internet here to find you guys, because you're not that. I'm here with like-minded people. I'm here because I find that you're just as sold out on Yeshua as I am. Or we may have mutual interests because I research and study things. I fall down rabbit holes. I try to educate myself. We may just have a mutual love for each other because we're in the same research and investigations. It was so sad, guys. I got to tell you, just the other day, I was watching God literally reach down from heaven, touch somebody on their head, give them a bunch of crazy dreams that are going to come true. And then that person turn around, ignore him, and prefer to poke around in their third eye instead. I don't know, guys. You know, half of me can't wait to get people saved to Yeshua, and then the other half of me is like, you don't love them, you don't respect them. Look at how you're living your own life. They stole my live stream from me before. I can't believe it. I was on such a good roll. All right. I should let save it out, but this alien agenda, guys, they're already here. They're already doing it. As far as when they're going to use Project Bluebeam, I don't know. Death Bread, Lincoln. There's my chat room. Not so Lord God hears even when Israel was in bondage and the people cried out. Yep. Thanks, number one. Number one, that means a lot to me. I'm not lying to you. You might not believe what I'm saying, but what I am saying to you, I'm being honest. I'm not coming to you to say this as a lie. I'm coming to you because I believe it to be the truth. And I've been trying to come to terms with this stuff for like 7 years now. And I can't come to the terms with this stuff by myself. I need you guys. I would never purposefully lie to you. I will always tell you the truth. Why did they modify you without your consent? I was born into... Okay, I went through that. Spiritual warfare. Before they took my soul when I sleep to see horrible thing they are doing, I believe they do this so children of God will be a witness of their rituals, but most will think it's a dream. I believe how it works is they do a ritual that tell you what they're going to do or what they do, or have witnesses and the witness don't pray against it. I'm sorry for my reading. I'm so choppy. He's still getting trouble. I pray for Von Houten. He's got kids. I met his ex-wife. She was sweet to me, that girl. Woman, lady. So I pray for the kids, the wife or ex-wife, and I don't think they're going to stop trolling Houlton. They never stop trolling me. Couple people who hated him. Yeah, Jesus had a couple people who hated him. Hannelore. To bring more chaos. Yeah, but Hannelore, when they want us to do protests now, we got to have a different perspective on it. It could be a setup just to get us there to blow us up. Just to get us there to say we caused a problem, to throw us in jail. Look at, I'm sorry, but I'm going to bring it up. The January Sixers. Do you know they're still rotten, sitting there in jail? The people arrested from January 6th at the Capitol building are still rotten in jail. They're not being fed properly. They're denied medical attention. The guards are people from outside of the country, and the guards hate America, so they hate the January Sixers for standing up for America. So the guards beat on them even more. I received a letter from someone, and I read it out loud online because in the letter it said, listen, as soon as you talk about this, they're going to get the crap beat out of them in jail. But if we don't talk about this and the public doesn't find out, then we need somebody's help. We need the public to know so the public can fight to help us get out. Who's lifting a finger for the January Sixers? Do you know a ministry? Because I certainly don't. Man, if I had money, I'd be at that. I'd be in D.C. right now getting those kids out of jail. Bribing, begging, busting skulls open. I'd be getting them out. Everybody else in society has forgotten about January 6th. So BLM and Antifa were all got out. We're all given bail. They all got out. They're home, fine, fat and happy, warm, everything else. But the true patriots from January 6th are still sitting in DC's DOC without a court date in sight. And they didn't do anything at all. It was a guy with his, some of the people in there, it was a guy with his camera crew just filming. And now our country has illegally detained these people from January 6th, and they're in DC's DOC. Where's Trump? So he led you guys to the Capitol building. You followed him. Now that you're rotting in jail, where is he bailing you out? Because BLM and Antifa got bailed out. So the true patriots just sit and rot. They're forgotten about. That should give everybody a clear sign that the White House is not on our side. They're just not. I like Trump too because I don't believe that he was in the dumbs. He is the one president. That's why I like him. Because I don't remember Trump being in the dumbs. For 8 years, I had to sit there and look at Barry Obama. Do you know how hard that was for me? And he's president, and I'm on disability. He's an active super soldier still killing people. I'm inactive, and I care about Yeshua. I stopped killing spiders because they're God's creation too. I'm scared of them. Hey, you have Stephanie. Yeshua blessings, sweetheart. I have a bunch of friends out there with the name Stephanie. I send them my prayers, love, and blessings too. Forgive me. It's good to see you, Stephanie. Oh my God. But I like Trump. I'm not trying to name him. Oh my gosh, Stephanie. Man, I'm stealing that. That's funny that you say that because there's one little spider on my ceiling right now. Give him a name. He's going to be so happy when I walk back in the kitchen because I'll be like, hey, little buddy, I know you've been hanging on by the skin on your teeth, hoping there's no murdering sprees in this house because you're the first to go. What should I call him? George. We'll call him George. Name him. Oh, I don't know about killing big bugs. Aha! Oh my God, Victoria. Last year, I don't know what it is. I saw a couple of them. On my front porch, I see this huge spider web. And I just see this black knot. Wow, there must be a leaf or something stuck in it. Because it didn't look like a spider. It just looked like a black ball. Well, I went up closer to it. It turned out it was like a round spider. I'm not explaining it. Its legs weren't that long, but it had a big round back on it. Recluse spiders, because a recluse spider bit me. I contracted Lyme's disease, and from there is how come I have rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, and all this other stuff. The spiders, no mercy. Well, when I saw that spider, I was like, you got to be poisonous or something, but I didn't like the look of him. I smashed him boot off. Even though it was in the summer, I was wearing my boots, and I took it and I hit it against the house, and you could hear crunch and splat and ugh. Spiders can carry Lyme's disease. Lyme's disease does in fact come from ticks, but a recluse spider, you get to look forward to 8 years of its venom wreaking havoc on your system, plus Lyme's disease if it has it. Spiders keep the insects down too. Yeah, spiders stay. I'm with Chris. Stephanie, thank you for saying that. I got a new buddy named George. You know, when I was having that little conversation with the spider, I really feel like he was sending me vibes with like, don't kill me. Why do you want to kill me? Because I have many eyes and many legs. Why? And then I just imagine all these little eyes, because spiders have multiple eyes. I just imagine all these little eyes tearing up. I'm like, all right, all right, all right. Just no mating. Stay in the kitchen. No mating because I don't want any more of you in here. All right. I still got to take Keeper for a little bit of a walk. It feels like a cold front came in. It feels like just one cold stream of air is like blowing across me. It's really weird. But no, I gotta be honest, I like Trump. I like him because I don't remember him in the dumbs. I hated George Bush Sr. looking at him be president. And then you had the Clintons. Not without my dog. No, I haven't seen this spider animation. Bite tick 3 weeks ago. Still have the bite mark. Some ticks, yes. Ticks. Well, yeah, some ticks carry Lyme's disease. I was bit by a regular tick 2 years ago, and I kid you not, it felt like I had a Lyme disease flare up. And I went on antibiotics for 3 weeks, and then everything was okay. I hope you feel better, Stephanie, and I hope that your body heals. Cool Johnson, I heading into summer in Australia. Man, I wish we were heading into summer in America. My PC froze too, Victoria. Delayed again. Can you refresh? Because it's not buffering on me now. Maybe if you refresh. Not without my dog. I tried to run a stream before this one. They cut me off for talking about the aliens. They stole my entire stream. I was so damn mad. I was like, give me back my flippin' live stream. Give me back my stream. You took my stream. I was so mad. Because when I go to talk about them, you know, the Arcturians and all these different species of aliens, they always shut me down. I always fall under spiritual attack. But it's not gonna make me stop talking about it. It's gonna make me talk more. That how you feeling, Stephanie? As long as you feel okay, you know? As long as you're doing all right and you don't have like body aches and pains and like kind of feverish, or like sluggishness. I don't know if you've ever had mono. I contracted mono in my early 20s. I had a girlfriend who flew over to Hungary. She came back sicker than crap. She looked like garbage too. We went out to a club and her and I were used to sharing drinks with each other. Sure enough, I got sick. I went to the doctor. He ran tests. He's like, you got mono. So then all my friends turn around. Oh, you gave us mono. No, dude. Your friend went to Hungary, came back sick. You saw how sick she was. She gets me sick, and now you're blaming me for her getting me sick? And they all ran to the doctor getting mono tests. I was like, you guys, man, I tell you, I have an altar named Scapegoat. And I have abused that altar so much. When that altar presents herself, good morning. When the altar presents herself, the altar, to explain what she looks like, she has like boxers on, t-shirt. Yeah, the kissing disease. Mononucleosis. I don't think that's the correct name of it, but that's the word that came out of my mouth. It's not mononucleosis. What is it? It's that kissing thing where you get chronic fatigue. My pancreas, no, it was my liver shut down. When I had mono, my liver stopped functioning. If I drank a Coca-Cola, I kid you not, it came out as Coca-Cola. If I drank an orange juice, it came out orange juice. And my grandmother was like, you have to go to the doctor, Holly. So I went to the doctor and he's like, you better get in bed and stay in bed before you die. He's like, your liver stopped functioning. It stopped breaking everything down. Not meningitis. I gotta look it up, Stephanie. I've been healthy, honestly, in the past 7 years, so much so that all that information that I stored up about the different diseases, illnesses, viruses, I haven't used that information in so long, I've just downright lost it. Even the information, like I used to know what every vitamin did, and then if you took one vitamin, you'd have to take another one to break it down. I used to know all of that, but I've been broke, so I can't buy vitamins. So since I'm not using that information, I completely lost it. Victoria, you still got me cracking up, man. I love you, Victoria. Could you imagine how much we'd be laughing with each other now if we had met each other at a conference now, and now that we know each other? You had me cracking up. Yeah, you keep looking for that back rub, Holly. You're going to end up with 6 kids like me and still no back rub. 6 kids and a husband and still no back rub. Whatever you said to me yesterday, Victoria, it still had me laughing this morning. Man, if my grandmother could have heard that comment, she would have been laughing her ass off. Plenty of natural remedies, yeah. You're still waiting for one 6 kids later. Yeah. Almost never. Yeah, I used to. Well, I grew up in a doctor's office. I was so sick as a kid. They took my tonsils out, which they should not have done because the second they took my tonsils out, I came down with bronchial asthma and allergies. I was 8 years old. I went from being able to run a mile to barely being able to run a 100-yard dash. That was purposefully done to me. I've had 2 sinus surgeries. I'm not getting a third one. So, like, that membrane back here was long ago broken on me. No wonder why I'm so gullible and compliant, and no wonder why people can play me out and take advantage of me. It's because I've already been made to be docile. You know that membrane that when they test for COVID, they push that swab up? Don't let them do that to you guys. Keep your tonsils and don't let them stuff that up in your head like that. Medical treatments are done to keep you coming back one way or another. Yes. Yes. I asked my pain management doctor. I said, this was 8 years ago, 7 years ago, going on 8 years. I said to my pain management doctor, I said, will you give me medicinal marijuana? Keep the morphine, the oxycodone. I want to switch. I want to come off the pills. I hear that marijuana is good for detox. I personally hated it, could never stand it in high school. I hated marijuana. I hated the feeling of it, and then the smell. But, Doc, if it gets me out of this pill bottle, how about it? He said no. I didn't accept his no. So I grabbed my pain pills for a couple of months. So I basically purposefully flew below the radar as much as I could with him. But then he wanted to do a drug test on me. And I'm like, here this goes. So I came back with a dirty piss test because I had smoked weed. And he goes, Holly, I told you, I'm only going to give you your pills. I said, Doc, I don't want the pills anymore. I want you to take me off the pills. Give me marijuana. I think it might be a better idea for me. With my endometriosis, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, I have Baker's cyst behind each knee and in my spine. I have bulging disc or discs, I can't remember. What else is wrong with me? I have irritable bowel syndrome, but it's more like Crohn's. High and low blood pressure. I have like heart problems where it stops beating, skips beats, or jumps out of my chest. I got a lot of other things wrong with me that I can't even remember the name of. Then you got depression, panic, anxiety, severe PTSD, bipolar, mood disorders, and not user friendly. So the doc said, no, I'm not giving it. Make your choice, Holly. What's it going to be, the pills or marijuana? You have to decide which you want. And I said, or which is it? Because if it, sorry, let me take that back. He's like, I'm not going to give you the marijuana, but you have to make the choice. Because if you go with marijuana, I'm not giving you your pills anymore. He had already threatened me that if I didn't let him put that shot in my spine, that he was going to take my pills away. And I told him, Doc, you put the cortisone shots in both my kneecaps. You made my knees worse, and it hurt. It didn't make them better. If you don't let us give you these cortisone shots, then we're going to take your pills away. No. Every orthopedic surgeon I went has always told me not to get those cortisone shots and those other things you put in kneecaps and spines because it's an abrasive procedure that has no good benefits to it. It's abrasive procedure on your body. Just a simple needle going in your spine or those cortisone shots in your kneecap, that is abrasive. Yes, they want you addicted. So you know what I did? I said, fine, if you won't give me the marijuana, fine. I'll stick with the pills. He wrote me my scripts. I walked out of his office. That was the last time I saw him. So what I did with those pills, I took them. I hung on to them. You know why? Because I know how I work. I know myself. I don't need a doctor to tell me about my body when my body tells me just fine about my body. But I was determined to come off the pain pills. So I called up my friend, got some Jack Herrera, Purple Granddaddy, Pineapple Express, and I just started eating marijuana. If the pain was on top of me, that's when I would smoke it. But I was eating a gram in the morning, a gram for lunch, a gram for dinner, and a gram at night, sometimes a gram during the middle of the night. And I knew coming off the pain pills, I knew coming off all my medicines, realistically speaking, I know that I would relapse, even with the cigarettes. So that last set of pills, I saved them for my relapse. I relapsed a couple of times in that first year where I'd have a day or two where I'd go back on my scripts and then be like, you know what? I don't want to take this. I want to go. So I had a little bit of flip-flop. But number one, I knew I could detox on my own and come off of it on my own. I didn't need a rehab and I didn't need a doctor. Like, that's a no-brainer. I just grabbed my Bible, white-knuckled it, got through it. I was the idiot in the first place to make the decision to put these pills in my body. That I was the idiot that made the decision to listen to the doctor and go to a doctor. So now I was going to stop being the idiot, and I was going, at that point, Abba became my doctor. Yeshua HaMashiach is my prescription, and everybody can see their way out of an A and B conversation. But I agree with you guys. Yeah, they keep you sick to keep you coming back. Look at the cancer treatments they have. That's purposefully to get you to keep coming back. We already have the cures for cancer. We already have the cures for AIDS. We already have all those cures. The number one cure is being hidden from us, and that's the Holy Bible. I know people don't want to admit it, but it's right in front of them. Because his words are still living, we can still get cured by them. All you have to do is read the Bible. Really? So my arthritis will be cured and healed if I read the Bible? I'm saying his words are still living, and because they're still living, we can be cured and healed. Anyway, those pills ruined my life too. They really did. January 4th coming up is going to be my 8-year anniversary of quitting. I came off all pills. I was on 33 prescriptions. Looking back on it, 33. I was actively taking 12. And I came off all of them. And I've been blessed because Abba not only got me off all of them, but he's kept me off them for 8 years now. And that's important because a lot of people can quit, but a lot of people don't realize the work's not over. You got 50% of the work done because you quit. You got the worst over with first. But the other 50% of hard work is stay quit. Stay quit. Can't patent faith. Right, Stephanie, they can't patent faith. Give them a little bit. They'll find a way. Yeah, Victoria, people say to heat it up like that, but it kills it. For me, it kills it totally. I just, I want to pick it from the plant and just eat it, and I get the benefits. I don't have to heat it up. When people heat up their bud, It kills the THC for me. It doesn't work the same. My medicinal marijuana stands between me and my prescription pills. My marijuana is a plant that Heavenly Abba specifically said, Holly, I gave this to you for a reason. You can come out of your pills, your pill bottles. You can come out of the doctor's office. So I chose Yeshua. I accepted him, and then I detoxed, and I came off the pills. There's something I was going to say. I had a dog that went through religiously to the vet with, kept up to date, everything, all vaccines, all the good food, expensive food. Oh, not without my dog. Has only natural food. Wow. See, when I can have the bud from the plant and eat it, I get all the medicinal benefits that I want. Whereas smoking, we only get what, about 10% of the benefits. But again, I'm not after the high. That's why I prefer to eat it, is because of the benefits I get in my body from it. And when you eat it, it's different than when you're smoking it. Days Gamaros or Diaz? No. Days, Dais, Gamaros. Welcome. It's not the same, right? I agree. But yeah, like my friends are like, they make fun of me. And if I get weed from them, they're like, it's not that they're making fun of me. They laugh about it and they tease me a little. And I don't take offense to this joke. I don't. But they're like, promise me you're not going to eat it. Don't you put that in your mouth. Promise me you're not going to eat it. Fine, fine, fine. I'll smoke it. Second they turn their back, I'm like, but no, my friends would find it funny because they're standing there smoking it and I just take it and eat it. But when I ate it, my muscles relaxed, no muscle spasms, the bone pain goes away, my appetite is stimulated, the vomiting stops, the nausea stops, and sativa, specifically sativa, because indica and hybrid, it's the sativa that works for me. Also, it takes me out of the bad place in my mind and puts me in a good place in my mind. Marijuana is known to break the MK Ultra programming, the MK Ultra from spinning, and that's another reason why they don't want you to have it. You got to go talk to Kathy O'Brien because she words these things beautifully. Her book PTSD, A Time to Heal, specifically says this. I ended up stumbling into it because I was busy trying to detox and get out of my pill bottle. At the beginning of 2014, that was January 2014, I wasn't awake to the Super Soldier Projects yet. I was only a couple months away from it. But when I started on that marijuana, it broke the programming I had gone through, and my memories started coming back. And I was like, wow, things that I hadn't thought of since I was a little tiny kid, I started to remember again. And I think, wow, I can't believe I forgot that. So as I'm using the marijuana to do myself a favor to come off all of my prescriptions, my memories are coming back. And when you're going through the detox like I was rendered useless. So I would sit at my computer. And that's basically in 2014, that's when I was like, let me check out this YouTube stuff. And what are these people talking about? And then I bumped into Casbolt, Perrin, McCullum, Rothschild. And I was like, oh, I know you guys. And everything you're talking about matches the memories in my head. When you guys are on YouTube giving your testimony, The only way that you would know what's in my head is if you were there. And I kid you not, some of these videos, it sounds like Commander James Casbolt is speaking about me. But see, at that time when he ran the video, if he said, yeah, Holly was my eyewitness at, you know, that one video he has with Kathy Morgan? I love Kathy Morgan. Man, if I could ever meet that woman, I'd give her a big fat bear hug. I love Kathy Morgan. Well, Kathy Morgan and Miles Johnston and James Casbolt made a video a long time ago. And it's about 1 hour long. And they're walking around Peasmore. And Casbolt's got gloves on. And he's walking around. You see him pointing out over the ocean. And then he tells you about Saturn and about like the Navy boats coming up to the shore and casting their cables onto the sides of the rocks cliff next to the water so they could scale up onto the land. In that video, he says there was an eyewitness with him there one Sunday night. I think I was that witness. And then in the video, James Casbolt goes, she won't talk. She definitely won't talk. I think I'm his eyewitness. Nobody else has stepped up to the plate as his eyewitness. I told him I think I'm his eyewitness. He has not given me answers to my questions. He's active, I'm not active. So, anyway, natural foods, okay. But does it make you dependent on it? Gameros, because I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I don't mean to be rude. Days? Maybe it's Days. And that is right. Days. Okay, Days doesn't make you dependent. Honestly, marijuana? When my pain hits my body, or when my nausea turns into vomiting, or when I get like the intestinal spasms, when I start to feel the pain and get sick, it's like, oh, maybe I should go take my medicinal marijuana. It's only because I'm sick and not feeling well that it's like, okay, because I'm sick, not feeling well, I can take my weed, feel better. But I don't have that craving. I don't crave it. My body doesn't yearn for it. It's not on my mind. When I run out, I don't get scared or nervous. It's like, okay, I better go get some for the next time I'm going to need it. So I don't feel that I am physically or physiologically addicted to it. Medical cannabis. I'm sorry. And I was on so much drugs I cried out in pain. Try weed? Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm glad I never liked marijuana, ever. But when I saw its benefits, I was like, shh. Days, I'll be honest, and I need to say this. In rare cases, but there are cases, and some of my friends, they have had bad reactions to it. But that's with anything. You don't know if you're allergic to something unless you try it. You're not going to know how you feel unless you try it. And within that is a huge risk. Some of my friends have had bad altercations with it. They don't like how it feels. They don't like the way it makes them feel. At that point, I would say maybe try CBD oil or hemp flowers or maybe Delta 8. Um, but there are a lot of people that don't like the way it makes them feel, because I never liked marijuana. I never liked the way it made me feel. That's why I never smoked it. Um, but when it came to getting off the pills and making healthier decisions and making a better way of life, then it was then it was a no-brainer. It's like, well, I can get over how I don't really like it and how it makes me feel. I can get over that because it's curing my cancer. I'm not nauseated. I'm in a happy place in my mind. You know, that's why I tell people, God is your doctor. Yeshua is your prescription. I have no right to dictate to you what you should and should not do for your health. I am definitely a person that will give you my shoulder and support you. I will support your decisions, but I will never dictate to you what you can and can't do for your health. I won't sit there and go, oh, well, Christians, they don't smoke weed, and you're smoking weed, so you're not a Christian. I'm not like that. I look at it as, okay, there's a healthy person, there's an unhealthy person. How do we make the unhealthy person suffer no more? And how do we make sure the healthy person doesn't become discriminatory towards the unhealthy person? Because that happens a lot. The healthy people, I'm fully disabled and I'm on full disability benefits. Healthy people are always like this at me. It's like, hold your fingers for a minute, because there's actually three pointing back at you while you point your one at me. I'd like to have the chance to tell you about your three fingers pointing back at you. I'm the sick one. It's my health decision. I think it's really foul when people throw Jesus into it and say, oh, you're not a Christian. You're smoking weed. It doesn't matter if you're fully disabled, Holly. Do you know how sold out on Yeshua HaMashiach I am? I make 30-year-long believers in Christianity blush by the passion I got for my golden bow. Don't ever throw Jesus in the face of someone who is unhealthy and making the best decisions and doing the best they can for their health. They have a right to not suffer. For 2 weeks, that doctor and hospital, they wouldn't do anything. They made me suffer. That's not right. And it's not right to throw Jesus in somebody's face. If you guys are healthy, then count your blessings. Thank your blessings that you're healthy. Thank your blessings that you're not in a position where you have to make a choice. I'm so sick. What do I take? A natural plant that Abba gave to me, or these synthetic pills a man is prescribing to me? But these synthetic pills is acceptable. But what you gave me isn't, Abba. I don't like when Christians do that. I can't tell you how many people I counseled. I hate to say counseled, because I get counseled and I give counseling. So I'll just use the typical regular terms. I counseled somebody. He was a super soldier. He remembered me. I'm going to tell you. And said cannabis made him sick. Yeah, guys, be careful, because cannabis doesn't work for everybody. You have to be careful, as with anything else. What was I telling you? I just forgot. Darn it, what was I saying? Oh, that's it. So I'd gone to a conference, and I met somebody. And he's like, I'm not sure if I can say this, or I'm not sure if I can say this, Holly. And I was like, listen, We'll call him John, okay? I can't tell you his real name. We'll just call him John. I also don't want you guys tracking him down on the internet. So I met this guy, John, at a conference a couple years back. And he's like, Holly, I don't know if I should say what I really want to say or not. I don't know where you're at in your healing. I was like, where am I at? I just finished writing my autobiography. I've done over 77 interviews. I want all my super soldier memories back. And my altar had recognized John. Me, the normal person, I was like, I don't know this person, but my altar was like, there's a super soldier! You were trafficked together, Holly! My altar was like very happy because for my altar to see a child that we were trafficked with alive and on this side of things, praise be to Abba, we made it. I'll get to that in a second, Days. He said, Holly, I remember you. And I was like, you have got? Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, it's copyrighted. If you want it, shoot me an email and I'll email it to you. I released the rough draft in 2019 and I released an edited version of it in 2020. But I'm going to edit it a third time so I can go and do the audio version. But if you want my autobiography, shoot me an email and I'll email it back to you. No, I copyrighted it and put my autobiography up for free, as well as over 80 drawings of dreams and visions that Abba gives me. I put it up, all of it, copyrighted to me, but I took all my work and put it up on my website for free. I can't afford to pay for my website every month. So if you want my drawings and if you want my book, shoot me an email. And then in response, I will email you my autobiography. And I have a second document that contains my drawings and the descriptions below. And I can also email that to you guys. I ask that you don't sell it. If you want to share it with everybody, go right ahead. It's free. I ask that if you ever see somebody selling my work that I have copyrighted to me or selling my book, like say some publisher or some chick wants to come in and undermine me and turn around and sell my autobiography, if you guys see that, you need to tell me immediately. Gather as much information and tell me immediately, because me and my attorney will be putting a lawsuit together. I don't want anybody selling my stuff. Heavenly Abba called me to give my testimony. He said nothing about selling it, taxes, and revenue. He said, Holly, give your testimony. It's easy. It's Holly Baglio, my name, HOLLYBAGLIO 11 @gmail.com. So you write it out, Holly Baglio 11 @gmail.com. It alters. You guys might have to refresh soon, because once I get to the park, it always buffers as soon as I walk into the park. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I see all your comments. An altar. That's a very good question, and I hope I can give you a very good answer. Forgive me. We got our doggy bags. Okay, an altar. I have 169 altars. Joseph Mengele, the Nazi mastermind, scientist, and sorcerer, had a method to his madness. So when he fractured kids, he had a method to breaking them. For me specific, I'll use my personal experiences to try to explain to you what an altar is. When Joseph Mengele had us kids locked in a cage and he would electrocute us, that mother, he would electrocute us so bad, you'd be electrocuted. He'd stop, and then you would try to catch your breath, and before you could actually catch your breath to inhale it, he'd flip the switch again and go right back to electrocuting you. So he would drown us. He would leave us dead for, I don't know, 4 minutes, and then he would resuscitate us. And then he would do it all over again, drown you again, leave you dead a few minutes, and bring you back. That's extreme torture and trauma. That is how you fracture a person's mind. And at that time, when you fracture a person, bring them back to life, that is... Man, I'm getting frustrated. I'm really getting frustrated. Okay, sorry about the buffering. I'm going to answer that question, and then I'm going to get going so I can walk my dog. I'm having so many problems with this live stream this morning. It's because I'm talking about aliens, or I started to, and they don't want me to. They will shut me down every single time. It's really actually hard for me to put a live stream together because my electronics fall under spiritual attack, or if I have a guest, they'll fall under spiritual attack. Like, everything goes wrong. And you'll notice that if you ever go to broadcast with a super soldier, you'll be shut down. You will be met with forces that want to silence you at every turn, and no expense spared. So, but that alien agenda, I hope, guys, guard your thoughts. You gotta guard your thoughts. Okay, so an altar is a part of me that is stuck at the point of extreme trauma and torture. An altar is me stuck at that moment in time, at that point when Joe the mechanic was electrocuting us, killing us and bringing us back to life. He would traumatize us and torture us so much and so bad. He was purposefully trying to cause us to have the out-of-body experience. You know, if somebody gets so scared, they'll scream and pass out. Well, he was purposefully trying to get us to leave our body. And once that happened, at that time, then he would come in and program us and train us with different skill sets. That's when you'd be trained to be an assassin. That's when they would train you with the language. That's when they would program and train you, is at that moment of extreme trauma and torture, where you're so scared or you're about to die and you leave your body. And in place, what's left behind, okay, so you're out to lunch and out of your body. You've left the building. Well, what's left in your place is what they program and what they train. And they program you and train you like the way you would program a computer. Different words, codes, numbers, colors, sounds, smells, hand gestures. And then they close it back up. And then they bring you back into your body. So now, you know, in the future, when they want to pull out that assassin, they'll go and they'll look up the code words that they used the last time with you. They will say those code words, and then they will pull forward that altar that they just programmed. Does that make sense? How do you know if someone has altars? I'll be honest, I've counseled people. One of my friends, she went through a divorce so bad. It broke her heart so much that an altar split off. Now, she's not programmed. She's a regular person living a regular life, so to speak. But she had gone through such a bad divorce and her heart was so broken. It split her. She has an altar. Um, so sometimes extreme traumatizing events in life can cause your mind to split. Um, what am I trying to say? Why am I stumbling so much? Um, it's because I haven't smoked my medicinal cannabis yet. I don't like to just wake up and smoke. I like to wake up and have a little bit of time in between. Um, so sometimes, hey Shauna, it's great to see you, honey. Right off the top of my head, yes. If you want my humbled opinion, Shauna, yeah. How do you know? I didn't know that I had 169 altars. I thought they were just mood swings. I think somebody can have an altar but think it's something else. Just like Russ Dizdar said, demonic possession, people mistake their own demonic possession for another problem. They misdiagnose it. They mistreat it. They think it's something else. I never knew that. I mean, I woke up 7 years ago to the fact that I got 169 altars. And I remember when I was first waking up 7 years ago, learning about altars, seeing other people with them, that I thought, oh boy, if my commander has altars, and that other super soldier, he says he's got 33 altars, and I remember them from the cages. Well, then I too must have altars. So then I really started taking a look at myself, and what I was mistaking as a mood swing was actually an altar. But I'm co-conscious. So if an altar comes forward, 9 times out of 10, I'm still co-conscious. I know what's going on. That altar might be talking to you, driving my car or whatever, but I'm still here. I know what is going on between you two. Sometimes I have the ability where I can push the altar back down and come forward, and other times, once that altar's forward, that altar is staying forward. The only person and the only thing that can help me, that can control, comfort, or get my altars in line is Yeshua HaMashiach and praying to him, and time. Time is key. Sometimes it's a quick process and sometimes it's a very long process. Lynn, I've been meaning to call you. Yes, Victoria, that could be. They could have fractured you. And see, I don't want to get into that. Leno, it's great to see you. It's really great to see you, honey. Yeah, I didn't even sleep last night. I got 4 hours of sleep. I think I went to bed. When did we get off the computer? I think we closed up about 2 a.m. I went to sleep, I think about 3 or 4. Up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. It's like, man. Do you have periods where you miss time? Yes. Yes. It happens to me, I would say, at the most, where I'm missing periods of time. At the most, it happens to me maybe about 3 times, 4 times a year. But that when I have missing periods of time, I'm under a lot of duress. And but see, my altars, they know Yeshua and they know I'm married to Yeshua. So even if an altar isn't saved, they better respect my marriage to my perfect man, Savior, Creator, and Holy Spirit. So they stay home. They don't drive, they don't go anywhere. On a couple of occasions, my alters went somewhere and whoo, I got pissed. The other night, my alter called. Nah, I don't want to get into it. But sometimes my alters give me a problem. But most of the time it's all right. They've been targeting me heavily lately this year. During this past summer, a human being manifested in my kitchen. It wasn't a demonic spirit. It wasn't a power, a principality. It was not an alien. It was a human being. Whatever technology they had, whatever the hell they were doing, I don't know. But what did happen was a human being manifested in my kitchen. And I think it was this tall human being manifested in my kitchen, dressed to the nines, looked like one of these wealthy type, just very well dressed. He manifested in my kitchen, and I was kneeling down, pen and keeper at the time. He manifests, and I see this thing appear before me, so I look up from pen and keeper. He manifests, he looks down at me, he goes, "So what are you going to do?" I looked up. I said, I'm going to keep serving Abba. I'm going to keep serving Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. He's like, okay. And that was it. They have been trying to cause me to go back active, and I am fighting tooth and nail this year not to go back active. Right now, my one alter, she's a system all on her own. I don't know what to say about her, but recently, one of my meanest, harshest alters, protective alter too, has come forward, and I'm leading her to Yeshua HaMashiach. Now, this altar is also the altar who drove me to Jonathan Kahn's ministry in Lodi, New Jersey, so that I could find Yeshua and so that I could have Yeshua, so that I could marry Yeshua. There's a story in the Bible about a bridegroom feast. Yeshua's our groom, we're his bride. Okay. He's my golden bow, I'm his white hot silver arrow. The bridegroom feast and the tradition, the Jewish tradition of marriage. What a beautiful thing. But that's the story that attracted me to Yeshua HaMashiach. Go back active. I'm an ex-super soldier. I'm inactive. You could say, not rogue, what's the other word? You could say I'm retired. I have defected from the Illuminati families. Go back active. Go back active as a super soldier. Joseph Mangley said if I ever go back, they will kill me. But that option for me to go back active, that door is and will always stay open. I choose not to. I don't want to go back. I don't want to be a super soldier. I want to be Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh seal. I want to serve him. That's the one I answer to. That's the one I accept. The God from the Holy Bible. I want to be his seal. I don't want to be their super soldier. To be a super soldier, you have to be demonically possessed. Because that's one of the ways that you have power is through those fallen angels. So I'm fighting. Now, you also have to understand my alters loved being a super soldier. Some of my alters did not want to go. When Joseph Mangley let me go, my alter stopped, turned around, and gave him a hug goodbye. I didn't want to leave. So I'm going to be extremely honest because then Abba can work with that. To him, I put me in his hand. I give him my chakras. I give him my third eye. I give him full control of me, my life, my cat, dog, house, everything about me. I give me to him, and I accept. I pray that he accepts me, and I want him in charge, in control, and ruling and reigning me. I don't want them ruling and reigning me. I can feel when they ping my implants. This morning I walked in the store. The title to my 2 videos, because they shut the last one down when I started talking about the aliens. When I came back, the second part of this title is Heart Attack. When I was coming home this morning, I stopped at the store, and I was standing at the counter, and out of nowhere, my heart just starts going crunk. It felt like my heart swelled up first, like it swelled up, and then just started fluttering, stopping. It had like the weirdest feeling to it, and I started getting twinges of pain and pressure. I'm like, wait, this isn't panic, this isn't anxiety. Like, Holly, and I stopped. I stopped for a moment. I didn't have a choice because I felt like I was having a heart attack. So I try to play it off at the counter. The lady doesn't see that I'm like, I felt like I was literally having a heart attack. So she was done ringing me up, and she went to the back. So I slowly made my way to the door. But as I'm making my way to the door, my heart's feeling all funny. And I said to my altar, I said, I feel like it's a heart attack. This can't be panic. It can't be over Jamil. What's bothering me? And my altar said, that's them attacking me. Yes, Joseph Mangley. Joe the mechanic. I hate Joe. Known pedophile, sorcerer. Be careful. Because some of those people who say they defected, they're still active. They're still active. You got to be careful, because a lot of people you see on YouTube, they say they defected from the Illuminati families. You want to know a surefire sign to be certain they did? Ask them to tell you about their relationship with Yeshua HaMashiach. When you see these people that defect out of the Illuminati, how many of them are telling you about Yeshua HaMashiach? Because if they're not telling you about Yeshua, then they are still active, driving forward an agenda. The Illuminati is tracking people, especially super soldiers. The Illuminati, I'm out of it, but they still track me. I'm monitored 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. A lot of these people that say they defected, they're just there to entertain you, but to see what you know, to distract you from the real victims who need your time, energy, and donations. And they're also there, these people are also there, used as disinformation agents. They're used as bait to bait you, to get you to take your energy, your money, to distract you. They're there to bait you. But they're also there as disinformation agents. So if they're not there leading you to Yeshua HaMashiach, you better ask that Illuminati defector what the hell they're there for. Because the only way out is Yeshua. Now, I've met a lot of Illuminati defectors. I have. I don't watch them on YouTube for a reason. You are still active if you are not covered in the blood of the Lamb. And don't give me this Christian witch garbage. Don't give me this New Age stuff. Don't tell me that you know Jesus. But, you still talk to these other things. But your love is for Jesus. But you just talk to these other things. And it's okay to just talk to these other entities. I don't want to hear that garbage. You got to be, guys, you have to be careful who you listen to. Who you give your energy to, who you're praying for. Because they could be stealing your prayers. You could be spending 3 hours a day praying for them, when really there's a survivor out there that needs your prayers. These people are just out there to be disinformation, to lead you astray, to give you sensationalism, to keep you entertained. But what are they really driving at? Why are they there? Are they improving your life by leading you to Yeshua? Are they there taking Russ Dizdar's training for the past 7 years so they can be a counselor to you like I have been? You guys have to be very careful, these people defecting from the Illuminati. Because I hear a lot of people say they're defecting and they're disinformation, or point blank, they're just lying to you about defecting, and they never were Illuminati to begin with. A lot of them are just point blank lying to you, and you guys are eating it up. And it sickens me. Because I hear everybody telling me about the gift of discernment, yet I don't see them exercising it. So you guys out there, you be careful who you listen to and who you give your prayers, energy, donations to you. I had Stockholm Syndrome over Joseph Mangley. I'm dealing with Stockholm Syndrome over Steven Tyler from Aerosmith currently. I don't want to get into that discussion right yet. This altar's still coming to terms with some things as she works out her salvation with Yeshua. She's one of my hardest altars. She's going down with a fight, okay? She's not just going to jump into anything fast. But she'll be happy to work out her salvation. It's just, it's going to take some time. What we're talking about, lead us and we can see God. Way better we chose God way, because his way leads to life and more of it. Selah, Arthur. Yes, I'm freezing. I need to go inside. Lead you away from God. Like saying God is a woman. Oh man, I hate when people do that. My altars, when they hear, I'm not even talking about the core raw personality. I won't admit to how she feels. But my altars, when they hear someone say that the Holy Spirit is female, to my altar that sounds like fighting words. That's disgusting to belittle our Creator. Now, he told us who he is, what he is, and where he is in the Bible. And to say anything outside of that is putrid. How could you talk about your Creator like that? He was born a male. His spirit is a male. Oh, well, he's both God and both male. And, oh, well, God's above sex. He's neither one. He came to earth as a man. His spirit is male. He told you guys about himself. So there's no reason for anybody to sit there and speculate, oh, I wonder if he's female. Oh, wait, can a spirit be female or male? If you're born a female, your spirit is female. If you're born a male, your spirit's male. When you die, your spirit is going to stay male or female, whichever one it was that you were born. I don't believe in incarnation. But if there even were such a thing, which there isn't, you would still be reincarnated as the same sex you are now in the next life. You're not going to be female in this one, male in the next, and all twisted up. The fallen angels had both genitalia. Zeus is Satan. Apollyon had sex with Zeus, and out comes Mercury. These fallen angels were all hermaphrodites. All of them had a penis. All of them had a vagina. Both all together. And you're going to tell me God looks like that? No. God tells us to tell them, lift up your skirt, for your shame will be revealed. They were born hermaphrodites. God is not a hermaphrodite. Why would you blaspheme and belittle him? If you're going to do that, don't do it in front of me, because I don't have the patience like Arthur does to calmly sit there and tell you, you've lost your common sense. So that's how my altar feels. Could you imagine the way me, the core raw Holly, feels? It's like, oh my God. How could you do that to our Creator? How could you talk about our Creator like that when He told you Himself what He is and what He isn't? And He's not a hermaphrodite. Disgusting. Disgusting. I can't stand that. I hate that. It's like, where do you get off? That's total blasphemy. You gotta go? Well, no, we gotta talk soon. I want to talk about the future. Our future, Lynn. Yes, we have a future, Lynn. No, I'm kidding. Lynn's like, don't start with your antics, Holly, okay? I gotta go. I'm very defensive about Heavenly Abba, and I will fight over him. I don't care. That is the one thing I stand for. That's who I stand for. That's who I want and love. And if you are going to blaspheme him, those are fighting words to me, and I will stand and I will fight you. How dare you belittle my husband, my man? Not without my dog. And either they're confused or they're honestly trying to mislead you, but they have fear of the Lord when they do so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to go to Coach Dave Daubenmeyer's this morning so I could get in some fellowship, but what's today? Is it Friday? It's Monday, right? Monday. All right, laundry day. Make the vet appointment and call up about my medical cannabis license. I can't wait to get that medical card license. I'll tell the medicinal cannabis. I might actually like me feeling good and like a healthy normal person again. Like now it's within my grasp, you know. I've got the money for the license. I just got to make the appointment, see the doctor, and then I'm good to go. And I'll have my license by New Year's. And I'm going to have a banging New Year's, I'll tell you that much. Party at Holly's! No, I'm kidding. It's Monday. Thank you, not without my dog. No, but I really look forward to being able to acquire what helps. And it's a certain strain that helps. I want a break from kratom. I want a long break from kratom. I want to go back to the way my life was before it was turned upside down in 2019 by others. And I want my medicinal cannabis to be the number one medical treatment I use for my disabilities, because using the kratom like that plastic Christian couple, oh man, you can't use weed because we abused it. How do you abuse something that got, never mind. Leave it to a human being to find a way to abuse what God gave us. Anyway, up until that point, cannabis was my number one treatment. But they judged me, scrutinized, and turned my life upside down. So I began using kratom as the main. My body needs a break from kratom. It works. I love it. But at this point, for the past 2 years, I want my medicinal cannabis back, and I want it back now. Not this kratom. I only started taking kratom to make plastic Christians feel better about their faith in Yeshua, because they were dealt marijuana and partied on marijuana in high school, which means that you and me now can't use it for medicinal reasons. So I had to upset me, my health and life, just lose 20 pounds due to the kratom. And I had to switch over to kratom to please them and make them feel better about their faith in Jesus. So, when I get that cannabis license, man, I'm jumping and clicking both of my heels up because now I can take a break from the kratom. I want the kratom as like a backup. Like if I get excessive pain, I can add the kratom to the medicinal marijuana to help my problems. But using kratom like I am every day, I gotta stop it. I can't put weight on, and it's the kratom. And I only did what I did to make other people feel better. And all it did was make things worse for me. Meanwhile, I'm in Germantown, Maryland, 30 minutes away from every dispensary I could ever want that I could just walk into and buy weed for free. But I didn't do that because of those people. I should have. Well, we don't want marijuana in your house. Good. I wasn't bringing it in your house to smoke it anyway. I tend to smoke it outside because I don't want the stench in my house. So I'll respect your rules. But when I go walk keeper, you're not welcome to come with me. That's what that was about. Oh, it was funny. Stop. It was funny, too, because these people, man, one night they accused me of being drunk. No, they accused me of being high. And I took one look at them and I said, high? I wish I had weed right now. But sadly, I don't. If I had weed, I'd be really happy. I ain't happy. I don't have it, obviously. Oh, you're high. I can just see it. No, actually, I was half sleeping until you startled me, jolted me awake, and disturbed my peace. And if my hair's all out of whack, that's called bedhead, not being high. And when I said that, their eyes got big. I said, you want to accuse me of doing it? I fucking wish I had it to do it. Giving me hell. Who the hell do they think they are? I'm 47 years old. At the time, I was 44, and they're treating me like I'm 8. Worse than that, they were treating me as if I was their child, which, if I was their child, I would have emancipated myself at the age of 5. Me? I'm an hour from you? Or is that comment for someone else? There isn't a thing that you can't buy guns and have. Yes, you can't have guns and a medicinal cannabis. You can't have both. It's one or the other. How about this? I don't accept that. I know that they gave me a choice. It's one or the other, but I don't accept their choices. I want both. I got both. It reminds me of Joseph Mangly and the Dumbs. You can do this, you can kill this kid, or you could kill that kid, but either way, a kid's getting killed, and that's your choice, Holly. And that's what Joseph Mangly would do to us kids. He would say, pick a child. You have to pick a child. You have to pick a child. Pick a child. So then you go and you walk and you pick a child. You bring that child to stand back in the line with you. Joseph Mangly takes the knife, puts it in your hand, and then drills it into that child's chest. That's your choice. Pick a child. It can be the boy child or it can be the girl child, but pick a child, Holly. You only have 2 choices. No. How about this? No. I am not in a cage. I am not in the dumps. You are not my keeper. Come on. You're not my keeper, and I choose both. I want both. I'm getting both in the world. Them giving you choices. How about this? I'm going to tell you how it is. You're not going to give me only 2 choices. I don't accept their choices. No. I choose both. And both it will be. Can't stand that stuff. Tell you what, I'd rather have a pothead have a gun than a drunk have a gun. Do you know all the problems in my life have always been caused by alcohol? Every time I got in a fight with a guy and he beat my ass, alcohol was involved. Marijuana was not, though. Go look up my records. Not one time when I was beaten to shreds was the guy on weed. That speaks volumes about weed. Anytime I ever had a problem in my life, alcohol was always involved. Alcohol and pills. Stop it. Keep alcohol and pills. All right, my dog's getting really antsy. My cell phone battery's going to go dead. And when I get in that park, it's going to buffer anyway. So, hey, Mama's son, good morning. It's great to see you. I got Mama Son in my chat room. Hi, Teresa. It's great to see you. You're coming in and I'm going out. I better get started for the day. Pushing choices and a new age parent. I can't believe I just said what I said openly. The only other time I think I told Mark back in 2000, Mark or Matthew back in 2016, they would make us kids kill the other kids. What are they called? Proxy murders? So what I told you before, that didn't just happen one time to me or to the other kids. We were put through that constantly. You have a choice. Pick this child or that child. But you have to pick a child. That's your choice. No, I don't pick either child. The choice I pick, as I'm grabbing these two kids and we're escaping out of this dumb, is what I pick. Okay, I gotta go through my email. I pray for her. She's a beautiful girl. I think she's really smart. I think she's been misguided. I think she's currently being misled, and it's definitely by the kingdom of darkness. I pray for Lauren. I pray against the darkness that keeps her from having a relationship with Yeshua. And I do pray for Lauren. I've known Lauren online for, not like close friends, but I've known of her for a long time, and I just really want her to have health and happiness, but more than that, I want her to have Yeshua HaMashiach and be safe. Do you know how powerful she would be if she gave herself to Yeshua the way I've given myself to him? Her and I would be unstoppable. And Yeshua sends us out 2 by 2. Yeah, she wasn't harassing me too much. When I've spoken to Lauren, she's always been nice, but when she flashed that tarot card, I'll tell you right then and there, I lost my audience. I haven't seen those people come back to my chat room since that video. And a few people wrote to me and told me that they would not be watching my videos anymore because I let that happen. So I was triggered, my audience was triggered, I let my viewers down, and I let the kingdom of darkness slip in. It was mainly Sarah Adams always bothering me. But I hear they're best buds, so now it makes sense why she's come after me. Because she's friends with Sarah. But if Lauren persists and pursues me anymore, then my next move will be, Heavenly Abba, can I not pray for her just like Jeremiah? You've seen these weapons. These people are forming them. They are using them against me. They are trying to murder me. Heavenly Abba, I don't want to pray for them and their descendants anymore. Can I have your permission not to? That's what I would say. Oh my God, Stephanie. Yeah, the last domestic violence situation I was involved in was my birthday month, September 2018, when the ex broke my face, collapsed my lung, put me in the trauma unit where they had the machines on my legs pumping for my circulation. Never again. They hate Rustistar. Yeah. Sarah tried to say that I killed him and that I was going to join him in the grave too. And then she proceeded to have all these little numbers and code words, or what she says were code words, purposefully to try to trigger the suicide programming in me. Don't you guys know by now? Yeshua HaMashiach's bigger. Please protect me from them. Please don't let them get at me. Please take your sad sword, Heavenly Abba, and stab it in the ground between me and my enemies, and do not let them cross over it to get at me. Please keep me, keeper and saver my household and my loved ones invisible to the enemies. Please do not let the enemy advance on us. Please do not let the enemy sift me to take anything more from me, because I just, I'm skint. There's nothing left. But please don't let him have at me. Heavenly Abba, I want you to let me go into spiritual warfare against the kingdom of darkness, and I'm asking you to give me minutes, days, weeks, and months, and years more added to my life, that I will be able to do that for you in Yeshua's name, Selah. Okay, guys, on that note, I gotta go. My cell phone is dead. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I missed the last few comments that you have. So I gotta say goodbye because my screen's dark, the battery's dead. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Maybe I can put a broadcast together for this evening, because I'm having fun broadcasting. Oh, guys, I need an idea for Wednesday. Before I shut this down, I need an idea for Wednesday. What am I going to talk about for 2 hours on Wednesday? Or do you guys have questions? If you guys have questions, write to me at hollybaglio11@gmail.com. And I need a topic for my broadcast on internet radio for Wednesday, and I just don't know what to talk about. I want to bring somebody on with me, because then it gets really interesting. All right, guys, I love you. I'm sorry I'm missing your bottom comments. Again, my screen's dark. I better shut this down. I love you guys. I'll see you in a little bit, okay?